So I'm gonna try some backwards engineering here.
It works. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Handy Matt, and here's another video of the clock that appears to be about 100 years old that I am going to try to restore to working condition. So I went over a whole bunch of stuff yesterday and took a pretty good look at it, and then this afternoon I've been fiddling with it and trying to learn how it works. This is my first clock fixed job. I'm familiar with it a little bit because I do have a grandfather clock in the house that I've had for, oh goodness, probably 15 plus years, maybe 16 years. And that one doesn't really need anything. I gotta get it tuned a little bit, get it into beat once in a while if I have to move it. It's actually never been right since the earthquake in Japan in 2011. I had to fiddle with it a lot after that. But it still works good as long as it's level and I get it in beat really good. But there was a few things on here that have told me that I need to kind of put it on the back burner and do some research and do some learning before I really get back into doing some videos on it. I'm going to kind of show you what I discovered today. We're going to try to get in here. Let's see. I don't know all the names of all these parts off the top of my head, but there's this, see that moving right there? That creates your tick-tock. That's run off the spring for the clock side. That is not wanting to, it seems like this is like a little bit wore out. I've been adjusting it and I've tried bending this a little bit to try to get it in tune. Been fighting with it all afternoon. The most I can get out of it is only a few minutes. And you can also adjust it right here. You can swing the axle of that thing back and forth. Not too great. I'm having a little bit of difficulty. I did do something that will make all clock makers lose their mind. But I did take some carburetor cleaner and I sprayed out all the old dried up oil and grease that was in there. That did help. And I lightly oiled that top gear. And then there's a little axle down here. I'll try to point it out right down here that has to do with the chime mechanism. And that thing wasn't even in its pivot point. It was like all wedged down here. And I popped that back in, and I did get it to chime. And I can actually get it to chime right now just by lifting this up. So this one strikes on the hour and the half hour. All right, that was the half hour. That's 4 o'clock. And then this will be 4:30, and this will be 5 o'clock. So anyway, I got some suspicions that there's some worn out parts in here, or I just honestly don't know how to adjust it correctly. So I'm gonna put this clock on the back burner for right now when it comes to the video series on it, and I'm gonna go do some good learning, probably go to YouTube University and figure out what's going on. And whilst I'm doing that, because I'm determined to fix it, there'll be a few videos where I'm going to take the cabinet and I'm going to clean it up, fix this part here that's a little floppy, get that reattached the right way, maybe a couple screws and some glue, and then refinish the whole thing, make it look all nice and pretty. But if there's anybody out there that knows these clocks, they are Ansonia Clock Company out of New York, and this is circa 1905 from everything I've found so far. So it's pretty old, 120 years old thereabouts. So that's pretty cool. Looks like a very simple clock mechanism compared to my big grandfather clock. That thing's got a mechanism it's about 8 by 8 by 10 inches. It's got a lot of stuff going on in it. This one's fairly simple, so I'm gonna head off and do some research and figure some stuff out with that. So we're gonna move on to my next thrift store find, which is a a $5 train set. You know, one of those ones that you put around the Christmas tree, right? One of those things. I couldn't pass that for $5. It was labeled "it doesn't work," which is directly challenging me basically. So I threw the $5 down and I took it home. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I got to do a beehive update. There's a lot going on with beehives, and it's a little bit crazy. So we're gonna get into that after that. Anyway, the best way to support the channel, hit the subscribe button, share button, and the like button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Laters.